Clash. I'm Odie Pixel, I'm here with Wagger, and I hope you can hear us. We're coming to you. We've just managed to make this beautiful setup work. And we're here to start bringing you the beginning of the group stage. This is Group B of the Megafon Winter Clash. We have Team Liquid versus Forward Gaming, of course, best of 3. And we're going to see what these boys are bringing out on the patch.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of fun stuff to look forward to.
I mean, just all the players probably feel the same way that we do, that there's so much new things to try out, so many interesting heroes, and already straight out the gates here we see Forward Gaming picking up that Rubik. He has definitely been one of the top contender heroes in this patch. And Team Liquid going with the Brewmaster, which also has been really popular due to his changes, and then just good old Terrorblade. Nothing really good about him now compared to before. He's honestly just weaker, but
he is weak, but people still win him.
Yeah, well, you do have the fact that armor is worth more now as well, and he is one heavy armor hero, and cleave damage doesn't just instantly wreck his illusions, so there's some things that are nice for him. But I think it's just comfort zone. PLs or like PLTB, these type of heroes are always going to be good in the hands of Liquid or teams like these.
And one thing I'm seeing so far, we haven't seen that elusive PA yet. I mean, it's sort of PA. Do you think we are going to still see the PA?
I definitely think that we are going to see either PA picked or banned in this game. PA is not that bad against Terrorblade.
I was going to say, how do you sort of fare it against TB? Sure, it's all you're all physical. He's got a lot of armor, but you can still get away with the PA pick.
The matchup used to be horrible actually, but now I think PA could still be picked into Terrorblade. I definitely think so. And I think, well, I looked at Forward Gaming earlier, and in fact in this patch, out of the 10 games that they've played on this patch, in 9 games PA was picked or banned, and every time that was picked, it was by Forward Gaming. So I think they don't want to play against it. They probably won't play against it here with TB already snagged up by Liquid as well. So if they want to play it, it's up to them. I like the ban of Sanking here by Forward Gaming, by the way. It is a monstrous hero that a lot of offlaners right now are just shining on. Team Liquid, they played it as well a lot, and it just, the new Sandstorm is ultra powerful for laning stage.
Yeah, it's just so much harder to deal with. As you say, you can bring a Sentry to the lane, but it's still going to do the damage.
Similarly, though, we have the respect coming in from Liquid here. Of course, Universe's Darkseer. I mean, that's a legendary hero for him, and the fact that Darkseer has been played a lot more now, with Surge being so much better now than it used to be.
We've seen a lot, especially in the NA region, there was a lot of people playing it and like doing the Spirit Breaker combo.
Yep, the Spirit Breaker combo was truly insane. It got nerfed quite a bit, like some targeted nerfs, but overall, just doesn't have to be with that. I saw Ember Spirit with Darkseer, and his remnants are lightning speed when he gets surged.
That's true as well,
and of course, a fast Ember, you don't run away from him.
No, that doesn't sound too bad at all. And like heroes like an Ember Spirit could be pretty good against a Terrorblade. You know, having that sort of magical peak that you could use to get aggressive. You pair that up with the Darkseer.
I think also just the fact that they already had the Centaur, just taking Darkseer out of the equation makes Liquid a little bit more at ease here with what's going to happen. And they are going to be the ones to pick up the Shadow Demon coming in.
Bit of an interesting one. I like it's got a bit, bit of control and hold against sort of Stampede escapes. You know, being able to hold someone in place for a little bit of time for a good duration of it.
It's really good to save people against Rubik, who typically sets up for someone. Like, we already see the Rubik telekinesis into the Centaur stump. Just having the option to disrupt your teammate there and save someone is really nice to have on your in your arsenal on Liquid.
Is there a reason you think why you would pick a Shadow Demon over like a Bane? Because I feel like in previous patches people would have rather had the Bane as that saving hero with the nightmares. Is Shadow Demon just better now?
I think Bane has seen a lot less play now, but I think it's just, people are happy to get out and play some different hero as well. It's been a lot of Bane, the last 6 months, all these support players have been spamming it. And we still see players like X-Nova, who of course legendary Bane players, are gonna still play it every now and then. But SD is making his way in, being played a lot more. So we see him here, and it's gonna be the Lich.
Yeah, this guy's pretty damn strong. And this is already looking like very scary lane if they want to run what sort of Centaur Lich.
Also, that along with the fact that they have super good first blood now. You have Rubik with the lift, you have the shield from Lich, of course. That's what we see all the time. Because it lasts forever, you just run someone down, and you're very often just able to get the first blood by right-clicking him down, bit by bit.
Yeah, no, it's super strong. yeah, at the same time, Liquid can choose to sort of dodge these lanes. I mean, we'll see how Forward Gaming read it and see if they are able to get the two of them against sort of that aggressive, you know, that squishy hero at the start, like the Terrorblade, that could really get punished by that magical burst.
You know what I'm excited for,
What do
Owen?
you want to see?
I want to see what Matumbaman is going to play, because he has honestly played so much Dazzle, you know, like it's been Dazzle.
He really has, he's been spam. And
yeah.
It wouldn't be bad.
And
really
it's
be
banned now though, so Forward Gaming, they recognized, oh, Kunkka.
Yeah.
Very
I mean, I
nice.
think, yeah, you absolutely, you've got to ban the Dazzle out against Liquid. I mean, especially if they got it in this draft, like a draft where you got all these illusions, these Shadow Demon illusions surrounding people, just the heal bombs and such, it would have been disgusting. But yeah, Kunkka comes through. I imagine this is going to be, would you say this is going to be a GH Kunkka?
It could be, but we have seen so much mid Kunkka being played as well.
Oh, because I feel like I haven't seen Matumbaman play Kunkka in a
I
while.
haven't seen him playing it, but he is versatile as well in what he could play outside of it.
Yeah.
Naturally, though, having the support duo of just
that's the setup. It's
SD
pretty good
Kunkka.
SD Kunkka. That's like a classic, right? There was a time where I think a lot of Chinese teams were doing this, like maybe a year ago or something, like SD Kunkka.
Yeah, we saw Mamaye playing it all the time. We saw a lot of people running it, but now, like, we've seen so many Bracer spamming mid Kunkkas in this patch that I wouldn't put it past Liquid to run it here. I think it comes down to what hero they're gonna match up against, because they will find out.
Is it gonna be a Rubik mid?
Yeah, that's the question,
You know
right?
what I mean?
Because
It
it
could
could
be.
still be support, but they're gonna get the information, so they can make up their mind on the Kunkka.
So I mean, this is gonna be your mid hero, right?
Yeah, Kunkka against Pugna is not exceptional
No.
due to the Decryptify, but it's also not that bad. The Deny Power, they buffed it again. The Tidebringer got stronger again in 720, and it was already so powerful.
And as you say, well, you get a couple of braces. You got a lot of HP that Pugna needs to burst through. So
Yeah,
it could
and
be
magic
sort of that-
resistance from it.
Yeah. So it could work out. I would like to see some GH.
5 seconds remaining.
As you say, if we consider what all the other teams are doing, it's more likely to be Matumbaman taking it to the mid lane.
I feel it's quite possible here that Team Liquid want to pick a Nyx Assassin against the Pugna and have that
Nick,
be
I mean, what,
GH.
three,
That could be.
3 int heroes.
It could be a great hero for GH, and then
Yeah.
they play a core Kunkka. And then they have even more combinations, like SD, Kunkka, and Nyx can play, you know, set up for each other.
And this is what
Yep.
regardless of what's happening, the fact that, you know, they've got ways to deal with the P8, they just don't want to let Forward Gaming
Even-
go through. It's still that hero that can just be, it could just go off. If it gets a good start, it can really feel like the game's just over.
That's pretty funny, even with the Lich and his Frost Shield that deals so much minus damage to physical, still, they don't want to play against
10
PA.
seconds remaining.
Let's see, Forward Gaming their final ban. So Liquid
5
side,
seconds
realistically, I mean, again, it could be like GH on the Brew. There's a lot of different
Yeah,
things.
they ban out a Matumba hero.
I think that's smart. I think Liquid might have been planning something for Matumba here.
Yeah, and they might still. I mean, we could still see something like
I mean,
even some of the changes to Venomancer, you know, thinking about heroes that we might see Matumba play, Necro, Venomancer, they're still there.
I mean, what about his Lone Druid?
His Lone Druid, he plays it quite a bit, but I don't know if it's good in this
10
game.
seconds remaining.
They might do it though.
It's one of his it's one that he
5
can just take
seconds
over the game
remaining.
with.
He can. It's a little bit farm intense to have Brewmaster, TB, and Lone Druid, I feel, but it can work. And now with PL picked, I would say probably not Lone Druids.
Okay.
And now Core Kunkka becomes more
Core
attractive.
Kunkka, yeah, it
So
does,
this is
yeah.
the
Core Kunkka looks better now,
the
so
benefit here of them having the
this-
last pick.
Yeah. So then what are you, like, are you saying mind control, you're on the Brew, or you getting someone else to mind control and you're doing the support Brew? Let's have a look. It's
Oh.
going to be, so yeah.
You may
Oh,
now
okay.
select
So
your
yeah,
hero.
is that Matumba's hero? Is that mind control playing that? Because both can play that.
I think
Matumba did play some
yeah.
Timbersaw recently. It's
It
gonna be a
is-
mind control Kunkka. So so there we have it. So switching it up a little bit, and yeah, Kuroki playing the Brew, and GH is going to be making the plays in the Shadow Demon.
Yeah, we didn't really touch on it, but of course, same as last patch, it's still possible to run those support Brewmasters, support, you know, Beastmasters. We've seen it. It did surprise us, though.
Is Timbersaw that good this year? I mean, there's a lot of magical, isn't there?
I normally am scared of Pugna when I play
Yeah.
Timbersaw, but it depends if you get Lotus Orb in a good time, perhaps. But this doesn't look like an extraordinary
no, it
Timbersaw
doesn't
game.
look like, yeah, absolutely. It doesn't look crazy good.
There's
I mean,
only
sure,
one strength hero,
seconds
but
remaining.
it is good against PL to an extent.
I just feel like the
5
draft
seconds
forward's got,
remaining.
they've got the telekinesis and they get a couple of stuns on this Timbersaw. PL's got a diffusal blade. Suddenly the mana's gone, and you can just sort of ignore him. You might not be able to necessarily kill him. But
The good thing that they have, though, is that Timbersaw is extremely good at fighting and buying time. Like,
Yeah,
they
for
want to
Miracle's
buy
sake.
time for Miracle to get to late game and get strong on his Terrorblade. So, look at all the heroes they have. This Brewmaster, the Kunkka, the Timbersaw, all of them are really good at fighting. Even 4v5 fights can happen, while Miracle is taking a tower somewhere else. If we look at Forward's draft, I would say they have a little bit more rounded draft. They have decent laning stage, good pressure on the towers with Pugna, and then they have late game PL in the mix as well. But overall, I would still probably say I favor Liquid a little bit.
I definitely agree, because mainly the fact that if the game does go on, they got a TB and a Kunkka. I feel like these heroes, there's going to be a point where Miracle's going to be very hard for Resolution to fight, and we've all seen sort of how well a support brew can scale into the later portions of the game. It just becomes this hero that can be such a nuisance to deal with.
Yeah, it can be. We're heading right into it. The Brewmaster ulti is a very big ulti to have for a support hero to contribute in the fights, and it's really good against Pugna. You can control the stuns are so nice for stopping the Pugna from having an impact in the fight. You can Cyclone him, throw him up in the air. But yeah, that mind control Kunkka was a little bit of a surprise to me. And are they actually going to run him? He has mid items, so he is going to be run mid. So it's a mid Kunkka at least. We weren't wrong on that part.
I'm just doing some smooth stuff here whilst I make sure we don't get annoying messages or anything.
Yeah, it's looking smooth.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Stay frosty.
There we go. Oh, hang on.
You're like a professional streamer.
This is... Oh wait, we've got to get this on. There we go. We've got the HUD and everything.
Smooth.
Beautiful. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. As always, I'll be on T-Tours, so if I do miss any kills, be sure to message Kyle on Twitter, as it will be his fault.
Yeah. The double clarity boots first Shadow Demon. Just looking to be cost effective in his trades. Can't really go down in HP here because he has no way to heal it back.
Boots first. I mean, what's that? Is that just so?
Well,
you take the disruption first, and this is just super good for like securing, like what the range CS and stuff.
I would say for now it's just about winning the rune. He has a big chance of just being able to snag this rune alone, and if he gets help, of course, you know, even more so. But they're actually running the off-lane Terrorblade here. Is an interesting thing to mention on Liquid.
Yeah, they're
So
gonna
they're kind of tucking him away, hiding him for now.
I think that, yeah, because I'd imagine they want to keep him away from the central lich, but I mean at the moment SVG is on the lich up top, making this a try, and they're now going to try and battle Liquid away from the rune.
Sealed.
Liquid's able to grab. Miracle gets the rune, quick disruption to hold back Resolution. Look at the power of the frost shield, it's slow.
That's so good.
Allowing them to do so much damage to Kuroki, not quite enough to kill him. So how do we see the overall runes go?
Yeah, so 2 for 2 on the runes.
Yeah, Universe was able to grab both there.
Yep. Centaur with the retaliate, not return, retaliate on level 1. It's what we've seen a lot, especially in China. This has been a really popular thing to play the Centaur in this patch, but I love it. I think it's a great hero. This matchup, though, not the easiest. We'll see.
Once there's a few levels on Matu, you can start to really spam the nukes onto the Centaur.
The Q hurts so much for Centaur as well. It takes away your damage, and suddenly last hitting becomes harder. But overall, the Timbersaw does have worse last hitting damage than Centaur, so Centaur needs to get some denies early on.
On the mid lane, so it is this Kunkka versus Pugna matchup. See how well Mind Control is able to play it in this mid lane, as we could see Yawar mess around with the CS. Goes for now. See how much of an edge Mind Control can get.
A pretty good start for Yawar. Didn't get denied a single deny on the first 2 creep waves. I mean, that's rare against a Kunkka. Normally you get Tidebringer denied a lot.
On the top lane. Yeah, Miracle's having to farm against this tri-lane, so full tri-lane on tri-lane up on this top lane between the two sides, MSS, SVG and Resolution up against Miracle and GH. So it's the moment 6 CS on Miracle, Resolution, and just behind GH, just utilising that disruption to really mess with the farming of Rezo in this lane. Imagine for the most part the lane's going to stay pretty static.
Yeah, the cutting is probably a very wise decision by Centaur. Instead of just being on the lane, just hijacking the lane, because you don't want to be anywhere near the Timbersaw. So that's a smart move to just dodge fully, but meanwhile, Matumba is also getting the value here, stacking up all the creeps. He's going to be able to push push into a jungle and farm a lot with all those creeps he has.
What do you imagine the build for Universe this game? I guess after saw the early one bracer, he's going to look to try and get the Vanguard ASAP, isn't he?
Probably. We might also see the Ring of Tarask. Some people have been buying it.
Oh, really? That's
Bit of
starting to be-
initiation.
It's
They
not
can go.
late. SVG's going to be able to frost shield himself. They are trying to focus him down, bring him down with that drunken brawler right click, but it's not enough. And now Kurosh is getting turned upon. Forward Gaming pick up first blood, punishing Liquid for getting a little too aggressive there onto SVG's Lich.
Yeah, Forward Gaming playing their lane really well, but they also have probably a slightly stronger tri lane there. The Lich is just so good in tri versus tri scenarios.
Really is.
He didn't used to be, but with this patch, he suddenly is one of the best, I would say.
And the fact that you put this buff for 6 seconds, where you get 6 pulses at this 35% slot.
Exactly, and then
It's
you gotta
pretty
keep in mind the last pulse slows for a little while after 6 seconds, so like the entire duration of the slow is just so high.
Mid lane, now seeing it 13 for 2, 18 for 5, so you are, as we say, sort of as expected, coming out just on top of the Kunkka.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. It's not the easiest lane for Pugna to like dominate, but it will get more and more Kunkka favored with levels, I would say, and also a chance of ganking the Pugna becomes higher when Kunkka is level 6. You can see a ship gank. But yeah, so far so good, I would say, for the laning stage. The big thing to keep an eye on is if any of the carries here, if PL or TB starts taking a little bit more farm than the other, but looks even for now.
You've got 2 stick charges to rely on. So be a little careful. GH is going to look for the opportunity to find the setup. Trying to get Kuro in range for the clap. Rezo has not got a point in Doppelganger, so he has no way out of this, surely. I mean, Frost Shield will be there, but it's not going to save him as he'll die to the magical damage of GH. Liquid able to get resolution out of that lane, as he certainly does seem to be the core having it the hardest at the moment.
Yeah, that was really clutch timing too, because he wasn't too far away from getting his level 3 on the PL. If they waited a little bit and he got level 3, then he would already have been able to doppel walk out. And this is the downside of not leveling doppel walk against the Shadow Demon lane. You get those poison stacks on you, you're just dead. Yeah, I can only imagine that he will take it now and have that. Yeah, there we go. He has the safety. Next time he can always get out of jail for free. But pretty silent start on both mid lane and bottom lane.
Yeah.
Not too much happening.
Totally trading farm down here, moving 41 CS on the Timberman. Absolute free farm.
Yeah, he is level 6 now as well.
They do catch GH out, actually. A bit of a fight kicking off around the 5-minute rune up top. See if they can get this one too. They'll see if they can get in place, but Miracle is already able to pick it up. Liquid starting to get a little low. They'll try and turn onto SVG, and the Drunken Brawl of Crits, they're bringing SVG down pretty low.
This is
He will
commitment,
die
though.
to the poison as GH turns up to help out as well. It'll be a 1-for-1. They lost Miracle, though, for this trade. MSS is still able to claim forward's own rune. Rookie continuing to chase this down. They do have 3 stacks of poison on MSS. One more hit from Kuro will do the job, but he can't close the gap. MSS is starting to salve. GH is still there, so will cancel the salve immediately, keeping MSS at bay. The GH, he just gets turned upon. There's going to be the lift from MSS. SVG and Resolution right-clicking him down, and MSS able to kite him out, keep the distance, and keep himself alive. Before Gaming pick up a 2nd kill.
Yeah, that was really beautiful. This tri lane is working out great for them so far. Everything is really going their way. But there's still a decent amount of farm on the Terrorblade, so I don't think Liquid are in a horrible spot by it. But this top lane is not working out. TB is now starting to use the jungle. This is, you know, pretty early on in the game. He only has 1 point in the Conjure image, but you can already go jungle pretty well. 2 Wraith Bands, building a 3rd one, you know, getting ready. I think now Liquid should start playing around the Kunkka a lot more. Who is Kunkka?
See if they can handle damage.
That was nice X mark.
He's going to turn. He's got the bow after the disruption setup onto what they have the damage to burst. They do. Mind control. Being able to turn around with the back of a GH and Kroger that looks towards SVG. A Stampede being popped to help his teammates get out of there. Universe will be able to save them from across the map.
That was so beautiful. He instantly X-marked and stopped the Pugna when he started using the life drain. And then he managed to turn this around by good rotations. And this is why I think Liquid need to start doing more and more. Just play around every single ship, which does have really low cooldown. So if they just keep abusing this Kunkka's power spike and let TB farm jungle, that's going to be their best approach here.
Dire's bottom tower has
But we have bottom tower being pressured a lot by this Timber Saw. The Centaur is, you know, kind of scared to go there. With the catapult wave now going for a tier 2 tower, he'll be able to start putting some real damage in.
There we realised it just fixes some audio. So hopefully you better hear us a little clearer now.
Radiant's
I like
top
Wagga say
tower
something.
is
Are we
under
clear?
attack.
I think
Dire's bottom
Crystal.
tower is under attack.
Smoke rotation here. They want to bring down this Timber Saw. Is it gonna work? This is really important gank, because if they don't get this kill,
Radiant are scared.
it would be horrible for them.
they do. They managed to cancel the Timber Chain, and they've got the magical damage. Quick
Yeah.
plays there from forward. At the same time, they did end up
Dire's
losing
bottom
Universe
tower
down in the
is
lane.
under attack.
He was found out by both GH and Mind Control, who started to make the moves around the map.
Yeah, GH chased him for a long time and just poisoned him a lot.
Radiant's top tower
Helicopter
is
going
under
to set up onto
attack.
another. Catch out your warp. They've got the boat combo. Ooh, but he gets the grip play off. Is he going to be able to survive it? Starting to fall level. Mind Control will grabbing back.
He has the drain.
Xbox the Warp cannot life drain to keep himself alive. They will lose another. 2 of them to fall.
Yeah, a lot of kills happening now all of a sudden. What started as a pretty slow game, now everything is happening. PL top, now being pressured by a Timber Saw who's chasing him.
Max's got a lot of mana to play around with. Rezo's going to try for the TPL. Ooh. He's got the damage just in time.
Wow.
Shackle comes back online, but Timmerman's able to find him.
I really didn't think they would die there, but Matu showing this damage from a Timber Saw. It is really nice for just bursting down the PL. And it's
Right. Guro. He's still alive.
fighting.
Finally he'll fall down. The final right click comes through. They lose SVG's life.
Dire's
For
top
the
tower
effort.
is under
Yeah,
attack.
that's still pretty fine for them though. They invested 2 heroes only, they lost 1 support, killed 1 support, whereas the opponents, you know, if Forward Gaming, they had to bring in the rotation themselves. So in the end, I think they would be the ones happier with it.
Dire's
And
top tower
looking
is
at
under
the
attack.
overall way the game is going right now, the top 3 net worths are actually all on Liquid, and quite a big lead on the
Dire's
Timber
middle
Saw,
tower
who's
is
sitting
under
at
attack.
4,700.
Yeah, but I mean, it was sort of this bottom lane that he was given. The fact that he got so much space because Universe's only approach was to cut the wave. He couldn't stand toe to toe with him in lane. So without any rotation, he just gets everything in the world, which I mean, he is going to be this beast that can just create so much space for Miracle. I mean, Miracle already is finding great farm through the jungle. You know, he's
Yeah,
second
no
highest
boots,
on the CS.
just Agi, stacking
Radiant
up.
structures are
3 Wraith
fortified.
Bands and a Blade of Elven Skin.
Dire's middle
So he
tower
farm
is
jungle,
under
uses
guess-
meta.
Ah, that's the way to go. Top lane, they do manage to punish Matumbaman. Your wild comes in with a rotation, they'll end up losing the tower, but they will find the kill. Put Matumbaman's reign to a bit of an end.
Yeah, Kunkka being chased a little bit here. The Centaur coming in as well with Stomp and the Frost Shields. Can they actually burst him though? He has the ship available. Waits quite a while before sending it. He still stays alive. He is alone, but he has a little bit of help coming around the corner.
Yeah, now they're going to just turn. SVG and Universe have chased a little bit far. Perfect control from GH as he'll disable the Centaur after killing off the Lich as they get both of them. And they both of the kills as well, going the way of Miracle. So it's just going to be more money into the bank of the Terrorblade.
That's exactly what you want to have happen.
Yeah.
He already used the meta to farm the Ancients, but he still had it going enough for him to come in and get that double kill. That is the dream of a TB player right there.
Absolutely. I mean, you can see the moment where the 3 of the top 4 net worth are all over on the side of Liquid.
The Rubik is pretty farmed though, should be mentioned. Like the Rubik is 3.4k, so he's getting a lot of gold going, and
Yeah.
probably will have an early Blink Dagger on this Rubik.
Oh, he's been 3-0 and 5. He's been having a great time. Bottom lane, Stampede in an attempt to get resolution out of theirs. He is being
That's a lot of
chased with
poison,
the Demonic Purge. It's going to be a lot of magical damage. He has not got Doppelganger for a couple of seconds, and there we have it. The 850 magical burst bringing down the PL as GH does the damage.
Oh, Timber Chain stolen by Rubik. He can chase here a little bit perhaps.
Radiant's middle tower
He's got
is
no
under
way to
attack.
cancel that TP though, Matuma. He should be able to find GH though.
Or
with the
GH,
GH.
he just runs straight north.
And his TP's just come back off cooldown.
Dire's middle
He
tower is
rewards.
under attack.
Oh no, he's seen him now.
Dire's middle
As you
tower
say, oh, he'll get a little bit of a job done. Does get the ward down, but MSS picks up another kill for himself.
Surprisingly didn't TP after warding there, but he thought that maybe he can stick around, that they gave up the chase on mid lane now. They're looking for the PL.
Got the Torrent to lead in. Follow up from a Tummerman. It's a lot of burst. X-Mark as well, threatening the life of Resolutions. They're bringing back. The boat misses, but it doesn't matter. Liquid having more than enough to bring down Resolution yet again.
This is looking really tough for Forward Gaming due to the fact that PL, 2 big damage dealers on the enemy team that can kind of hold him down in the Timber Saw and the Kunkka. And then late game he has to battle up against this TB who has been jungling and, you know, having a pretty free game. Like, Miracle didn't have the best laning stage, but he's definitely not been touched in these last 8 minutes or something. He has just been jungling.
It's pretty scary that you just see the 3 cores of Liquid in, you know, pretty much a textbook perfect place when it comes to the amount of farm that you've won on these heroes at this point.
Yeah, and
As
Peel.
Ford have got to play a bit of a catch-up game.
Yeah, Peel is the second lowest net worth on Team Dire. That is not what you want to have. I mean, only by a small margin, but still.
Yeah, you don't plan for your Rubik to be ahead. I mean, it's not terrible. You know, MSS can make plays.
It's time to carry.
He's got to do a lot to make sure there's the time for Resolution to really get back in the game.
He's rushing the Eul Scepter first as well, so that's gonna help him stay alive against the Kunkka combo, and also he can maybe disrupt Kunkka in his combo if he ever sees him doing it on someone else. And we see a little bit of a move towards top lane, maybe going for Timbersaw. He's bullying their poor PL. They're bringing everyone in for this, but there are wards from Team Radiant as well.
See if they can catch him. They are trying, but won't quite be able to find him. I'm just going to do a quick, beautiful change here, guys. So I just give you the grace of the extra large minimap.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful. There
Extra large.
Absolutely gorgeous. Let's have the mind control. How's he doing? Going straight for that BKB.
Yeah.
Against the Pugna.
No other item really needed on Kunkka. Your
No.
damage is very much built in from Tidebringer and your level 10 talent. You're pretty fine. You have 40 damage talent. Tidebringer gives you 100, and then he has a DD room bottled. So right now he's ready to do a ton of damage.
And so the build that's given from Universe, he is going to go for that Blink Dagger Rush. I feel like this has become a lot rarer nowadays on sort of offlaners. Even these beefy ones, you know, you normally expect to see like Vanguards first, but do you sort of see the reason why Universe feels that this game they need that initiation, they need to have that blink on it?
Probably feels pressured to do stuff, in which case Blink Dagger is the item to go for, but it contradicts his skill build though, because his skill build says that he wants to be pressuring the lane, farming up and getting really strong, because he only has 1 point in double edge and 3 points in stun, where even if he gets a Blink Dagger now, which he does have, it's not going to be that strong for bursting people. Suppose Pugna has enough damage to make up for it though. If they're ever needing damage, his life drain is going to dish out a lot. PL going for a defusal, rushing it, working his way as fast as possible. The top tower, Matumba man, he's just been eyeing up this
so
tower.
much space. It just feels like a bit of an impossible task for Forward Gaming, because they've now got these 3 cores on their hands that they have to do something about, and they just can't find the chance to do so. Bottom lane, they'll try for a bit of a turn, life drain onto Micro, but he's just so tanky. With the Ogre Club, the treads, the 2 braces, he's got 2.5k HP. You're not killing this Kunkka
with
ever.
the ship outs. So
yeah, with the
crazy.
Brum buff. I mean, you have these 2 at the moment unkillable cores, a Kunkka and a Timbersaw.
Yeah.
And then sure, there's Miracle. He's slightly on the squishier side, but the way that Liquid's been playing, you're not going to be able to find him.
It's a pretty horrible feeling when you play against a Timbersaw and you just have to avoid him because you feel like you cannot kill him, and if you stand against him, you're just going to take a lot of damage over time with Chakram. It puts sort of a bad feeling in your stomach knowing that there's also a Terrorblade behind all this. And
exactly, there's so many things they've got to deal with. Yeah.
Liquid are still winning really hard here. Or doing nothing. He's jungling. He's doing his part.
Yeah, it's just starting to look very rough. 15 minutes in, it's a 6k lead for Liquid, and Forward Gaming just not really looking to have a lineup that has the answers for all these cores. They're going to go towards mind control in the mid lane.
Ship is out.
There's what, 4 heroes here.
Look at the damage
This is a
he takes.
4-hero attempt.
Look at it.
I mean,
Okay, he needs help about now because the run buff will run out.
They
but
can't kill anyone. There's now Liquid, they're just going to turn. Oh no, I mean that's got to be so demoralized.
Triple kill for Miracle.
Oh dear, I think this one may be close to being over for
I would be surprised. Oh, dealing some damage to Matumba. Actually, surprising amount there. He's going to get out. And the stacks are going. One more stack should do it.
Oh no.
With the backflip animation on the death on Rubik as well.
I mean, you just see this hero is just pretty ridiculous. With the brace
if Kunkka
builds,
gets the ship out, you don't kill him.
You
It's
don't
basically how the rule goes, which means that you need to get the insta stun with either Centaur or lift from Rubik.
Yeah.
Which is where they would need the Blink Dagger on Rubik, but he went for that Eul Scepter, which is good in other ways, but not for bursting Kunkka. So,
Roshan, going the way of Liquid as well. everything looking to be on the up here for Liquid. As Forward Gaming still desperately trying to make space for Rezo to become some sort of beast that could fight against these carries. He has the Diffusal Blade, but it's still far away
So
from being
much damage
scary.
from the Timber Saw. He's trying to burn his mana now. He does have some help.
Nice Jules here to try and outplay the Stomp, and in fact, Natsu will fall.
There we saw the combo. The Decrepify with double edge
Yeah.
is really, really strong. You do so much burst damage, so that's a good feeling. He can
They
die.
killed him. They managed to kill one of the unkillable.
Yep.
It's
The
a
first
good
one.
sign for Forward Gaming.
But the towers are falling. This is the last tier 2 tower, and it's already going down. They are wrapping behind, looking for initiation. There's just Kuro, though, standing there.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Look, they're going to go for the opening onto Universe. Dragging back with the X-Mark. Boat comes in as well. Universe is surrounded. MSS and SVG, can they get themselves out of here? They cannot. Liquid find themselves the Rubik, they find themselves the Centaur, and they'll find themselves the Lich. The Chain Frost, though, with the Decrepify, they'll burst the Aegis.
Yeah, they got the Aegis at least. That's a little bit of
That's
a
something.
price at least, but that's still so many heroes
It's-
dying, and he's going Radiance on Miracle.
That's BM.
I mean,
That's the BM.
it feels kind of weird that he's going Radiance on this hero now.
I mean, he knows.
yeah, he can do whatever he wants,
Yeah.
though. He has earned it.
I mean, they just won that fight as well. Sure, they killed the Aegis, but it wasn't even with a Metamorphosis, and they're still struggling to fight Liquid.
Yep. He's just gonna add more. It's a blink cancel. I think the biggest thing he wants to do is just, mess with the Centaur blink with that.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you don't really need it for farming anymore.
And Radiance is a very effective item against PR, especially a PR that's behind, that's not going to have any means to deal with the
That's true.
miss percentage. And he's going to have it in pretty good time. On top of his treads is Sanjin Yasha.
Oh, Forward Gaming coming out to D-Ward. SVG is in a bit of trouble, I think. And
Universe as
too.
well, being focused, having to be saved by Yawar. Gives him a bit of the health with the life drain. Doesn't allow Universe to get the blink out. But they've already lost the Lich. They'll pop the Stampede. It is just a Stampede trying to get Resolution out of there. As he's already down to half HP. He will be able to doppelganger to the side, but Mind Control. X-Mark onto MSS, won't follow it up. But it really does start to feel like Liquid are just playing around with Forward Gaming now.
At least they forced out the meta and didn't really lose that much there. They used some Centaur ulti and, sure, Lich dying, but that's not the worst thing ever for a Metamorphosis. Oh, Lich. TP's out. Respawned, dies again.
Oh, no, not the right name.
Oh, no. He's just trying to ward and de-ward. That's all he wants to do in life. That's what he died for last time, too.
Is under attack.
It's not easy.
So Liquid be able to claim all 4 of the bounty runes. Continue to keep themselves well ahead. As we've seen with those last few fights, Miracle really starting to accelerate. He's on 12k net worth. That will be the completed Radiance done for him. I mean, it's for how long the illusion lasts. It's 34-second duration on the illusions. It really
it's
isn't
not
the
bad.
time. I mean, I advocate. I once made PPD very mad when I built Midas Battle Fury Radiance on Terrorblade when I was playing a pub with him in China.
I would
He
also
was
be mad.
It was great. We won the game, but he wasn't very happy with how we won.
Yeah.
According to him, it took about 30 minutes longer than it should have because I went for Battle Fury Midas Radiance. But this hero, it's legit Binary Radiance on. It's 34 seconds illusion.
It used to be the build
Yeah.
on TV. Yeah, it did used to be the build, but now
This is sort of like it's
3
like
Wraith Bands is the build now.
I mean that absolutely, yeah. You gotta get 3
Dire's
Wraith
middle
Bands every
tower
time.
is under attack.
I think so long as you start with 3 Wraith Bands, you can buy whatever you want after that. That's the rule on Terrorblade.
Yeah.
So
Especially when your team's 14k ahead, and
Yeah.
you have 2 other cores that.
And they do have the
Ah,
SD
pretty
visions,
unkillable.
so they
They-
can always
they
have
absolutely.
more Radiance burns, but sadly they don't stack in an area. You just gotta spread them out and farm more.
And just they're going for the game ender next, getting the BKB.
So they're trying to catch the Centaur, but he's out of here. Yep. Is he gonna get away as well?
Oh, Natsu, he's got the setup with the Yules. Torrent, not going to be quite in time, and Rezo has got the Shadow Blade complete, so he'll be able to keep his distance. I don't believe there's any detection on these 2.
Yeah, I like the Shadow Blades. It gives you some options to initiate too, and speaking of the jumping in on Terrorblade, but I think he quickly changed his mind. Universe was like, oh, I was alone.
Oh.
Back up.
Fear to drag Kuro in, but Kuro, he's got the split. They've got nowhere to cancel it in time, and now Kuro, he's just ready to turn as he turns straight away towards SVG and MSS, throwing up Resolution into the air as well as MSS will die. Universe does come in, they do have the blast, they kill Miracle. Oh, that's a big one for forward, but Timberman, he's turning up looking for a bit of a cleanup. They've lost 2 on the side of forward. If they can only lose 2 and get Miracle, that would be a fine trade. But it looks like they are going to lose more, as Yawar cannot escape. Oh, GH, blink away from the 2 of them, but Resolution will chase them down. So 2 for 3, Resolution still poking at them, seeing that he can keep the fight going, but now he's got to deal with the 2 bruises. Timberman and Mind Control, the unkillable cause. So he's got a Shadow Blade, but Sentry is down, giving the vision for the X Mark to come into play from Mind Control, drags him back, and Liquid will take another. So, I mean, they killed Miracle. Yeah,
They did get Miracle.
but it cost them a lot
Rubik
again.
safe?
Oh no.
He's in trouble. Okay, so a lot of extra kills going the way of Liquid here, but they did definitely surprise them with the burst on TB there. The Decrypify once again showing how much damage it can deal. I think it was the Lich ulti hitting at the same time.
It just exploded.
He just exploded super fast. But
Oh no. I mean, it's just not stopping from Liquid.
there's a saying that when you start losing to a Kunkka, you just die over and over. Like, you can't stop dying, because X-Mark is just so good for catching kills. When you're a little bit ahead, you just take everything, and that's what we saw in this fight.
I mean, with that full BKB and Blink, he is not going to die this game.
Probably not. It will be extremely hard to bring him down.
Yeah.
You would have to like force the bolt, force the BKB, and then trick him into taking a fight against you, and still have enough tools to kill him. It's a tall order for
That's
sure.
pretty impossible. As Yawar is going to look to just try and scale up the Dagon. Make
Yeah.
sure he has that magical burst to try and outplay Miracle with.
Yeah, and Miracle, after dying there, he's like, okay, gonna go back
He
for the
needs it.
BKB.
He's
you
nearly
know.
got it too.
Turns out I need it. I like the Vladimir's double bracer panda, the Brewmaster here. He's just buffing up his friends, you know, being a good panda.
That's really nice for the Terrorblade.
Nice for Kunkka too.
Yeah,
Has a lot of
true.
strength. He gets quite a bit of damage from the Vlads. His base damage, 142. 20 Bloodstone charges on the Timber Saw.
And a lot of money being built up again, as Matumba's got a few ways he could go with this build.
I think he kind of needs Lotusor. There's so much targeted stuff that Lotusor would also allow him to just put it on Terrorblade and they can go and end the game. But if he wants, he can go Shivas or something. But I feel like the physical damage is not there from forward gaming. It's all magical.
It really isn't. It's, I mean, that weight lies on Rezo's shoulders, and he's a long way away from having any sort of sizable damage item.
Even Pipe could be good. Just stop the burst. Oh, he's running away with his ulti, but gets healed up.
Timberman's got the control. And Universal will fall. GH, see if he can get a catch onto another. But MSS is able to keep the distance, but Mind Control straight in with the blink onto Yawar. Finds the catch onto yet another core. As the Pugna down as well. 19k lead now for Liquid at just 25 minutes in this game 1.
I believe this is pretty insurmountable lead that Liquid have here. It should be game, no buybacks available here, but they're going in on the mid and bottom at the same time with the Timber Saw. At least the Lich is really good at defending high ground with the
It is.
Frost
The
Shield.
Frost Shield's nice.
The
It is
downtime
very
though
nice.
is the tough part.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And he can't defend both towers is what Matumba Man is kind of indicating here. Pushing bottom.
It's going to be the bottom gone.
The slowest push ever, but still going.
Yeah.
But
Slow
Timber Saw
push,
free.
but a push that's very hard to stop.
Dire's middle tower
Yep.
has fallen.
Reza.
Behind. Resta looking for a big play. He wants to burst that SD really quick. Get down one of the weak supports and then go.
Dire's middle barracks.
Can he actually get in on it though? Universe is going to start things off. They jump in immediately, but his defensive disruption comes out for GH. He's able to blink away from Rezo as well, so Rezo can't even get on top of him. BKB's popped by Miracle as they take down Universe, bringing down SVG as well as Kura has the control with the Primal split. Forward gaming, they'll lose 3 Resolution. He's trying his best to fight back, but he's sent up in the air by the Wind Panda. MSS with the stolen spells cannot burst Miracle down as Forward gaming have lost 4. Resolution will manage to make his way out of there with the Shadow Blade. But again, another disaster for Forward. As Liquid, they can claim whatever they want. They're going to look to take the racks.
The game plan really worked out so well for Liquid in this game. Just 4 heroes that could fight and do stuff without the TB, and then for TB to just build up. But I was amazed by how well the Timber Saw and Kunkka came online.
Yeah.
It was stronger than I even expected.
No, I mean, it really felt like this last pick Timbersaw Forward gaming, they just didn't have an idea of how to deal with it. They just sent
Yeah.
Universe to the lane. They said Universe, skip
They
the
had-
creeps. You can't lane against this. Like they just had nothing that could deal with an early game Timber and stop him from.
The only thing they
Kind
had
of
that
free
was
game.
good against him is the Pugna. Like, the Cripify and then burst with all the magic damage you have is good, but they didn't have, like, crazy heroes to burst with early on. It was basically just his damage, especially when you go for the max retaliate build on Centaur, which I would also have done.
Yeah.
Like, that's probably the build, but just means your damage is kind of delayed. And yeah, they're backing up. They're gonna start out Roshan here with their position 5-4 Brewmaster. This guy gets some help though. Come on, use your crits, Kuro. Time to slap him. Do the slaps. Figures he doesn't need it. He's probably right. Well,
What do
see,
they do?
Maybe a last-ditch effort here by forward, but it's hard to leave base. They're gonna smoke
Yeah.
up now, but Roshan is pretty low already.
Are scanning.
They're not gonna be there in time, but maybe they can
Radiant
catch them by
are
surprise.
I mean, they know for sure that they're there, but the Aegis and Cheese are already in the hands of Liquid. Now Mind Control just blinks straight up to the high ground, looking to set things up. He knows that they cannot turn and go on him. They find the Lich, they've got the control onto Yawar. Yawar falls yet again. Forward Gaming just getting absolutely wrecked by the pit.
At least he can laugh about it. Yawar.
I mean, do you think a lot of this is down to the draft? Like, do you feel like Forward Gaming can go into the game 2 and just try something totally different? Like, is there anything here that you feel that they've tried that just won't work against Liquid?
I would say it's largely draft.
GG's cool.
You could maybe do something different with lanes, but it's hard to argue how you should put the lanes, really. Like, Pugna kind of had to go mid, you know, and you don't really want Peel against the Timbersaw either, so I think the moment you have two cores that match up poorly against Timbersaw,
Yeah.
then it's very hard to counter it in the laning stage, and that's pretty much what we saw. So, well played by Liquid. I think the draft was